Okay guys, so now let us talk about constants. Constants are fixed values that do not change during the execution of a program. In other words, they are like variables whose values cannot be changed or modified once they are assigned. They are useful for defining values that should remain unchanged in the program. You can define a constant in C using the const keyword. So let's say a C program that calculates the area of a circle where pi is a constant value but the radius can be changed. So for that, I will first declare a variable which will be a float variable for our value pi, and I will set pi to 3.14. I think that is the mathematical value of pi. Now in order to specify that I want pi to be a constant variable, I'm going to come before the data type and I will write the keyword const. Const is a keyword in C which specifies that a variable is a constant variable. So as I was saying, this defines a constant value for pi which cannot be changed later on. After that, I will also declare another variable which will be of type float2, but this time around it will be the radius. Since we are trying to find the area of a circle, we need the radius and we need pi. So I will set the radius to something like 5.0. Now I'm also going to declare a variable to store the area. I will say float area of the circle and I will set it to pi times radius. We know that the area of a circle is pi times radius square. So in order to illustrate or represent the square, I will simply write radius times radius. So pi times radius times radius. Radius times radius is same as radius square. That is why I'm writing it 2 times. Now I'm going to print the area which we have obtained. Okay, so I'm printing the area of our circle to 2 decimal places. Let's run the program to see. So I have area of the circle is equal to 78.50, which is a result of our pi radius squared. Now we can change the value of the radius to calculate the area a second time or to calculate a new area. I'm going to change my radius later on in this program. I can simply access the variable name radius and then I assign it a new value. This time around the radius is going to be given as 3.8. And after that I will still try printing the area again. So let me copy this line in which I was printing the area and I will duplicate it. So I will simply print the same line below here and I will run the program a second time. Now we see the area of the circle is given as 78.502 times. Why is that? Okay, I forgot, before printing the area a second time, we need to actually access the area again after the radius has been modified. So I will say area. We don't need to specify the data type again because we are simply using a variable that is already existing. So I will say area is equal to pi times radius and times radius again. Now let's run this and we see this time around the area of the circle is first of all 78.50 for the first instance, and for the second instance it gives 45.34. Now we have seen that it is possible to modify the value of regular variables like the radius which we have seen. But what if we try to modify the value of pi which we have specified as a constant? Is it going to work? So let me just simply try to come below my radius which has been modified. I will try to also reassign pi a new value or a new value to pi. Now I will set pi to 2 for example, and if I run this, we see we get an error instantly. So if we look closely at the error, it says assignment of read-only variable. So read-only variable means we can simply read the value of pi, but we cannot modify it because it has already been set as a constant variable in our program. So that is how constant variables work in programming and in C in particular.